While Caitlin is fantastic and I think she's going to have an incredible career in the WNBA, there are women that were worthy of coverage prior to her arriving, and I just will not be silenced when it comes to that.
Here we go again. Why is Caitlin Clark popular?
Caitlin Clark is only popular because she is white. That is a narrative that is very popular among the morons. Major moron, Monica McNutt, how she has a job, I absolutely know, at ESPN.
The one thing that I cannot deny is the amount of little girls that were showing up to follow her.
Why her?
Well, but she was a white girl from the middle of America.
You think anybody cares if Dejounte Carrington knocks Kennedy Carter on her ass? No. You think anybody cares if Angel Reese misses her next 6 layups, falls down, shows her ass, and claims sexism? No. We only care that Caitlin Clark is playing. We only care that Caitlin Clark is getting beat up. We only care that Caitlin Clark is hitting a deep three. We only care that Caitlin Clark is getting poked in the eye. Everybody else can poke everybody else in the eye. The reason we care because her game is something we have not.
In a shocking turn of events that's sending waves through the sports world, Caitlin Clark is taking legal action against ESPN analyst Monica McNutt, accusing her of defamation after McNutt publicly labeled Clark as racist during a live broadcast. What started as a heated discussion about on-court behavior quickly escalated into a full-blown controversy, leaving fans, analysts, and even teammates questioning how one comment could ignite such a massive backlash. Social media erupted almost immediately, with opinions split down the middle, some defending McNutt's right to critique, while others argue she crossed a line that could have lasting consequences. For Clark, the stakes couldn't be higher. She's not just fighting for her personal reputation, she's protecting her career trajectory and her brand, which has become one of the most visible in women's basketball. Every endorsement, media appearance, and future opportunity now hangs in the balance as this lawsuit moves forward. Clark's legal team is arguing that McNutt's comments were baseless, damaging, and had an immediate negative impact on her public image. The situation has sparked intense debate about accountability, free speech, and the power of words in an age where social media amplifies every comment. Meanwhile, Monica McNutt is facing backlash not only from fans of Clark but also from within her own professional circles. Analysts, former athletes, and media insiders are weighing in, dissecting whether McNutt crossed professional boundaries or was simply expressing a controversial opinion. The conversation has expanded beyond the original accusation, raising broader questions about race, bias, and responsibility in sports commentary. Every new clip, tweet, or opinion shared online adds fuel to a fire that seems impossible to contain. The incident has already started affecting relationships within the basketball community. Players, coaches, and other commentators are walking a fine line, trying to voice support without further inflaming tensions. Meanwhile, Clark's team is focused on legal strategy, gathering evidence and preparing to demonstrate the tangible harm caused by McNutt's words. This lawsuit isn't just about money, it's about reputation, accountability, and the precedent it sets for commentary in sports media. As this drama unfolds, fans around the world are left watching closely. Every update feels like it could change the narrative entirely, and the conversation isn't limited to basketball. It touches on ethics, media responsibility, and the power dynamics between public figures and the platforms that amplify their words. Caitlin Clark's decision to sue signals a bold stand, and it's clear that this story is far from over. The coming weeks and months could redefine how athletes protect their image and how analysts approach commentary in an era where a single remark can make or break a career. The controversy surrounding Caitlin Clark and Monica McNutt erupted almost overnight, sending shockwaves through the sports world and igniting a debate about accountability, race, and the power of words. What started as a routine broadcast during a high-profile women's basketball game quickly escalated when McNutt, an experienced analyst known for her sharp takes, publicly labeled Clark as racist. The comment, made in the heat of discussion, immediately caught the attention of fans, social media users, and other sports figures. Clips of McNutt's remarks circulated rapidly, drawing intense scrutiny and sparking debates that crossed beyond basketball into issues of ethics, commentary, and personal responsibility. Within hours, what had been an isolated opinion became a national talking point, forcing everyone involved to confront the fallout. For Caitlin Clark, the accusation was not just a blow to her public image, it threatened the foundation of her career. As one of the most prominent figures in women's basketball, Clark's reputation had been meticulously built through years of dedication, athletic excellence, and consistent performance both on and off the court. She had become a symbol of skill, leadership, and sportsmanship, earning endorsements and attention that extended far beyond her team or college. Being publicly accused of racism, especially in such a blunt and visible manner, threatened to undo years of work and potentially alienate fans, sponsors, and peers. Clark's immediate reaction, coordinated through her legal team, was to take decisive action to protect her brand, reputation, and future opportunities. Filing a lawsuit against McNutt for defamation became not just a legal strategy but a statement of accountability, a way to signal that false accusations could not go unanswered. The social media storm that followed the incident illustrated the intense polarization that now surrounds sports commentary. Fans and commentators immediately weighed in, often taking extreme sides. Some argued that McNutt had a right to voice her opinion, framing the comment as critical sports analysis or personal perspective. Others condemned her remarks as reckless and harmful, noting the immense influence that public figures hold in shaping perceptions of athletes. The debate expanded beyond Clark and McNutt themselves, forcing discussions about the responsibilities of analysts, the power dynamics between commentators and athletes, and the potential real-world consequences of what might otherwise seem like an offhand remark. Every tweet, post, and discussion thread magnified the situation, creating a climate where even minor interpretations of events could escalate into viral outrage. Within the basketball community, the tension was palpable. Coaches, fellow athletes, and former players were forced to navigate a landscape that had become simultaneously ethical and strategic. Speaking out could demonstrate solidarity or insight, but it could also be misinterpreted or weaponized, adding further pressure to an already volatile situation. Clark's teammates found themselves in a particularly difficult position, trying to support her publicly while avoiding further escalation or unintentional backlash. Meanwhile, sports journalists and analysts scrutinized every clip and public statement, creating a feedback loop that intensified scrutiny and amplified the stakes. In this environment, decisions had to be made carefully and deliberately, with awareness of both immediate impact and long-term consequences. The legal dimension of the conflict added another layer of complexity. Clark's team argued that McNutt's comment was not only false but also damaging, constituting defamation that could affect both her career trajectory and public standing. Evidence began to be collected, including recordings, social media interactions, and public responses, to demonstrate the tangible harm caused by the accusation. Lawyers emphasized that this lawsuit was about more than compensation. It was about accountability and establishing precedent in a world where public figures are increasingly vulnerable to damaging statements. Every legal move became a reflection of the tension between freedom of speech, professional responsibility, and the real-world impact of words spoken in high-visibility settings. For McNutt, the fallout was immediate and severe. Criticism came not only from fans but also from colleagues and industry insiders, many of whom debated whether she had crossed professional boundaries or exercised journalistic integrity. Her career, reputation, and credibility faced intense examination as the story unfolded. Analysts and former athletes weighed in, dissecting whether McNutt's comment reflected bias, personal opinion, or an error in judgment. The situation became a cautionary tale about the influence of commentators, illustrating how a single remark, even when intended as critique, could spiral into a significant career-threatening controversy. As the story developed, the broader conversation grew to encompass societal issues beyond sports. Questions about race, ethics, and media responsibility dominated discussions, reflecting how intertwined athletics and cultural commentary have become. Observers debated not just the legal implications but also the moral and ethical dimensions. What responsibility do analysts have when addressing sensitive topics, and how do athletes protect themselves from potentially career-altering accusations? Clark's decision to sue signaled a broader shift, highlighting the lengths to which public figures must go to defend their reputations in a climate where social media and viral content can escalate incidents exponentially. In this environment, Caitlin Clark's focus was clear: protect her name, maintain professional credibility, and ensure that her career trajectory remained intact. The lawsuit represented both a strategic and symbolic action, emphasizing that public figures cannot be subjected to damaging accusations without recourse. The unfolding drama also served as a stark reminder of the power dynamics inherent in high-profile sports and media industries, where words can have far-reaching consequences and reputations can be reshaped in moments. For fans and professionals alike, the case offered a glimpse into the pressures faced by athletes today, pressures that extend far beyond the court, requiring resilience, legal awareness, and an acute understanding of public perception. As the legal battle and public discourse unfolded, it became evident that this was not just about a single comment or a single athlete. It was about accountability, responsibility, and the complex intersections of media, race, and professional reputation. Caitlin Clark's decision to take action against Monica McNutt marked a significant moment in sports history, illustrating the real consequences of commentary in an age where words travel faster and linger longer than ever before. Every decision made in the coming weeks would have implications not just for the two individuals involved, but for the entire landscape of sports media and athlete representation. As the Caitlin Clark versus Monica McNutt controversy continued to unfold, the intensity of public scrutiny reached unprecedented levels. What began as a single accusation during a live broadcast quickly became a focal point for social media, news outlets, and the basketball community at large. Clips of McNutt labeling Clark as racist circulated widely, and every nuance of the exchange was dissected, debated, and analyzed. Fans, pundits, and casual viewers alike weighed in, often polarizing the conversation further. Some argued that McNutt was exercising her right to commentary and critique, while others condemned the remark as baseless, harmful, and potentially career-ending. The digital echo chamber amplified every opinion, creating a climate where speculation often felt as influential as verified information. For both Clark and McNutt, this was no longer a private dispute. It had become a public spectacle with real consequences. Clark's legal team wasted no time mobilizing. They began documenting the widespread impact of McNutt's comments, gathering screenshots, video clips, and social media interactions to demonstrate the reputational harm. Endorsement deals, public appearances, and fan interactions were all under scrutiny as the team assessed the extent of the damage. This legal approach wasn't about seeking publicity, it was about tangible protection of her career and brand. In a world where athletes' marketability and professional opportunities are often tied directly to public perception, even one damaging remark can have long-lasting repercussions. Clark's proactive response reflected an understanding of the modern sports landscape, where reputation management has become as critical as athletic performance. Meanwhile, the basketball community reacted with a mix of caution and concern. Coaches, players, and commentators struggled to navigate the situation, knowing that any statement could be interpreted as siding with one party or the other. Teammates and peers expressed support in carefully measured ways, often opting for neutral statements emphasizing professionalism or fairness rather than direct judgment. The situation also highlighted the challenges athletes face in balancing personal and professional relationships while maintaining their public image. Every interaction, public appearance, and social media post was now scrutinized not only for athletic performance but also for political and ethical implications. Monica McNutt, for her part, faced intense backlash. Analysts, former players, and media insiders weighed in on the controversy, debating whether her comments crossed professional boundaries or reflected a broader issue with commentary in sports media. The backlash extended beyond personal criticism. McNutt's professional credibility was questioned, and rumors about her future assignments and career trajectory began circulating. The incident became a cautionary tale, highlighting how even experienced analysts are vulnerable when navigating sensitive topics in high-visibility platforms. In an era of instant viral clips and social media amplification, the lines between opinion, critique, and defamation can blur, with real consequences for those involved. The situation also sparked broader societal discussions about the intersection of race, power, and media responsibility. Sports commentators wield significant influence, and their words can shape public perception, reinforce biases, or challenge narratives. Clark's lawsuit raised questions about accountability in commentary. When does critique become defamation, and how should public figures protect themselves from statements that may harm their reputation? These questions resonated far beyond basketball, prompting debates in legal, academic, and social circles about freedom of speech, professional ethics, and the responsibilities of individuals with large platforms. Social media played a pivotal role in escalating the controversy. Every clip of McNutt's remark was shared, replayed, and dissected millions of times across platforms. Memes, opinion threads, and viral commentary amplified the story beyond traditional media channels, ensuring that the situation stayed in the public eye. For Clark, this presented both challenges and opportunities. While the rapid spread of misinformation and opinion could be damaging, it also allowed her team to control the narrative through strategic statements, clarifications, and legal filings. In today's media landscape, managing both digital and traditional channels is crucial for maintaining reputation and influence. As the story progressed, it became clear that this controversy was not just about a single comment. It was a reflection of larger systemic issues in sports media. The power of perception, the vulnerability of athletes in the public eye, and the consequences of statements made without full understanding or accountability. For Clark, Pursuing legal action sent a strong message about personal responsibility and the limits of commentary, reinforcing that reputational harm has real-world consequences. By the end of this phase, both sides were aware that the situation would have long-term implications. For Clark, the lawsuit was a necessary step to protect her career, brand, and public image. For McNutt, the incident underscored the need for careful consideration of words, especially when addressing sensitive topics involving race and personal character. The unfolding events highlighted how intertwined media, legal action, and public perception have become, particularly in the high-stakes world of sports. The Caitlin Clark and Monica McNutt controversy had by now become more than just a legal matter. It had evolved into a cultural flashpoint, drawing attention from sports fans, media outlets, and social commentators alike. What began as a heated exchange on live television spiraled into an issue that touched on race, ethics, and the responsibilities of public figures. Social media amplified every nuance, replaying McNutt's remarks, interpreting tone, and dissecting intent. Clips circulated endlessly, each adding a layer of interpretation and emotion to the narrative. The lines between professional critique, personal opinion, and defamation blurred, creating a climate where perception often mattered more than context. Every stakeholder, from Clark's legal team to McNutt's professional circle, was acutely aware of the stakes. For Caitlin Clark, the personal impact was immediate. As one of the most recognizable figures in women's basketball, she understood that public perception directly influenced her career opportunities, sponsorship deals, and fan relationships. An accusation of racism, particularly one broadcasted nationally, had the potential to tarnish her reputation and create lasting obstacles. Clark's response was deliberate and strategic. By filing a defamation lawsuit, she signaled that false accusations carried consequences, making it clear that protecting her brand was as critical as maintaining athletic excellence. In the modern sports landscape, where athletes are increasingly public figures with cross-industry influence, managing reputation requires the same level of attention as performance on the court. The media reaction intensified as the story developed. Sports journalists, commentators, and analysts dissected every moment, offering opinions that often reflected broader societal debates about race, responsibility, and free speech. The incident became a touchpoint for conversations about the role of sports media in shaping narratives. Should analysts push boundaries to provoke discussion, or should they prioritize accuracy and caution when addressing sensitive topics? For McNutt, the backlash was immediate and harsh. Critics questioned her judgment, her professionalism, and her understanding of the power she wielded as a media personality. Even seasoned analysts found themselves scrutinized, reflecting the high-stakes environment of modern sports commentary. The social media landscape amplified both the controversy and its consequences. Platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok became arenas for debate, opinion, and outrage. Fans, influencers, and fellow athletes weighed in, often without full context, creating a viral ecosystem where speculation spread faster than verified information. Hashtags, reaction videos, and meme culture added layers of commentary that made it nearly impossible to separate fact from interpretation. For Clark, this digital amplification presented challenges but also opportunities. By controlling statements, sharing clarifications, and leveraging her platform, she could counteract misinformation and influence public perception. In today's media climate, understanding and navigating digital narratives is essential for protecting personal and professional reputation. Inside the basketball community, the tension was equally palpable. Coaches, teammates, and peers were forced to respond cautiously, aware that public statements could be misinterpreted or weaponized. Some expressed solidarity with Clark through neutral yet supportive language, emphasizing professionalism and fairness rather than taking sides outright. Others remained silent, waiting to see how the legal and media situation unfolded. The incident highlighted the delicate balance that athletes and professionals must strike, offering support while avoiding escalation, managing personal convictions while navigating public expectation. Legal experts weighed in on the complexity of defamation cases involving public figures. In the United States, defamation requires proving that a statement was false, damaging, and made with negligence or malice. The high threshold for public figures means that Clark's team needed to provide evidence of reputational harm, demonstrating that McNutt's remarks caused measurable negative impact. This included potential effects on endorsements, fan perception, and media opportunities. Each piece of evidence, from social media posts to viewer reactions, became crucial in building a case that extended far beyond personal grievance. For McNutt, the stakes extended beyond the immediate legal challenge. Career implications were significant, as public perception of professionalism and credibility directly affects opportunities within sports media. Analysts operate in a competitive environment, and missteps, particularly involving sensitive topics like race, can have lasting consequences. Industry insiders debated the ethical boundaries of commentary, weighing freedom of speech against responsibility, and noting that media personalities must navigate an environment where influence and accountability are inseparable. The broader cultural impact was also apparent. Conversations about race, accountability, and professional responsibility extended beyond sports into mainstream media discussions. Viewers, commentators, and social critics engaged with questions about fairness, bias, and the influence of public commentary. This incident illustrated how sports controversies are rarely isolated, often serving as microcosms for societal issues. Clark's proactive legal action was seen by some as a necessary assertion of accountability, and by others as a bold challenge to norms within sports media. By this point, both Caitlin Clark and Monica McNutt had become symbols of larger narratives. Clark represented a generation of athletes who understand the importance of reputation management in an interconnected, digital, and high-stakes professional environment. McNutt's situation highlighted the responsibilities inherent in commentary and the potential fallout of high-visibility statements. Each move, public or private, was scrutinized for insight into broader debates about ethics, influence, and power in the modern sports world. Ultimately, this stage of the controversy emphasized the intersection of personal reputation, legal strategy, and media dynamics. For Clark, protecting her name required not just legal recourse but also careful management of public narrative. For McNutt, the incident underscored the real-world consequences of commentary in an era where statements can go viral instantly, shaping careers and reputations within hours. The stakes were no longer confined to basketball. They encompassed social perception, professional integrity, and the responsibilities of those who wield influence in public forums. As the Caitlin Clark versus Monica McNutt controversy deepened, the tension surrounding the case expanded far beyond the court or studio. What had initially been a single remark on a live broadcast had now escalated into a nationwide debate about accountability, professionalism, and the power of public statements. Clark's decision to pursue legal action amplified the stakes, not only highlighting the potential personal and professional consequences of McNutt's words, but also opening a wider conversation about media ethics and the responsibility of analysts when discussing sensitive topics like race. Each public statement, social media post, and news clip was scrutinized, creating a pressure cooker environment where any misstep could have lasting repercussions. In this climate, both parties had to navigate not just the legal ramifications but also the court of public opinion, where perception often equaled consequence. For Caitlin Clark, the challenge was multidimensional. Beyond defending herself legally, she had to maintain her public image, manage fan expectations, and continue performing at a high level in her sport. Athletes today are under constant observation. Their actions and words can be dissected, misinterpreted, and broadcast widely in minutes. Clark's situation exemplified this reality. Even the most measured response could be portrayed in a negative light, depending on the lens through which it was viewed. Her legal strategy was only one piece of a larger puzzle. It needed to be paired with careful public communication, strategic social media use, and engagement with trusted advisors to ensure that her reputation remained intact amidst a storm of speculation. Monica McNutt faced her own set of challenges. Public perception of her professional judgment had been called into question, and she was navigating criticism not only from the public but also from peers and media industry insiders. In a competitive environment like sports commentary, credibility is paramount. Analysts rely on their reputation for insight, objectivity, and reliability to maintain their roles and advance professionally. McNutt's remark, while intended as critique, now carried potential long-term implications for her career. Industry observers debated whether her comments were reckless, ill-informed, or crossing a line that required professional consequences. The incident highlighted how precarious careers can be when public statements are scrutinized under the unforgiving lens of social media and mass media. The social media landscape played a crucial role in amplifying the controversy. Clips of the exchange, reactions from fans, and commentary from influencers spread rapidly across platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Hashtags, opinion threads, and reaction videos transformed a single incident into a viral debate that became difficult to control. The amplification effect of digital platforms meant that public perception could shift in hours, and narratives were often formed before all facts were known. For Clark, understanding this dynamic was critical. She and her team carefully monitored digital chatter, identifying misinformation and responding strategically to reinforce her narrative and protect her reputation. In a world where digital impressions can directly influence sponsorships and professional opportunities, this level of media management became a necessity. Inside the sports community, the incident created palpable tension. Teammates, coaches, and fellow athletes navigated the situation cautiously. Any statement of support or commentary risked misinterpretation, creating a delicate balance between loyalty, professionalism, and personal opinion. The controversy also prompted introspection within the sports media industry, highlighting the power of commentary and the potential consequences of public statements. Analysts and media professionals were reminded that words carry weight, influence, and accountability. Misjudgments, even unintentional, could have ripple effects far beyond the moment of utterance. Legally, the stakes were equally high. Defamation cases involving public figures are notoriously challenging, requiring evidence that statements were false, damaging, and made with negligence or malice. Clark's legal team worked meticulously to gather proof of reputational harm, collecting social media interactions, endorsements affected, and public responses to McNutt's remarks. The lawsuit underscored that reputational damage could be tangible and measurable, with long-term career implications. It also highlighted the tension between freedom of speech and accountability, a line that, while legally defined, remains subject to interpretation in the court of public opinion. This stage of the story also brought attention to the broader cultural implications. Conversations about race, bias, ethics, and professional responsibility were now intertwined with sports commentary. Clark's lawsuit served as a precedent-setting moment, emphasizing that public figures could and would defend themselves against damaging claims. At the same time, McNutt's situation highlighted the delicate responsibilities of analysts, who operate in spaces where influence, visibility, and accountability converge. Both sides were navigating an environment where each decision, statement, or reaction could have ramifications beyond personal or immediate professional consequences. The pressure extended beyond legal and media challenges. Emotional and mental stress was a constant factor for both parties. Clark had to manage the psychological toll of public scrutiny while continuing to excel in a highly competitive sport. McNutt faced stress from career uncertainty and the intense public and professional critique. Their experiences underscored a critical reality in modern sports and media. Public figures operate in high-stakes environments where decisions are constantly analyzed, reputations are fragile, and the margin for error is minimal. Ultimately, this phase of the controversy revealed a complex intersection of law, media, culture, and professional responsibility. For Clark, the challenge was defending her reputation, asserting accountability, and navigating the high-pressure dynamics of both legal and public arenas. For McNutt, it was about managing professional credibility, responding to criticism, and reassessing the boundaries of commentary. The story highlighted the enduring impact of words, the complexities of reputation management, and the intricate dynamics between athletes, analysts, and the platforms that amplify their voices. By the end of this phase, it was clear that the Caitlin Clark versus Monica McNutt situation was more than a simple dispute. It was a reflection of modern sports culture, media influence, and the stakes of public perception in the digital age. The coming weeks would test legal strategies, public narratives, and professional relationships, with lessons for both the sports world and the broader media landscape. As the Caitlin Clark versus Monica McNutt case progressed, the intensity of the controversy reached a critical point, with ramifications extending far beyond the initial remark that sparked the dispute. By now, the story had become a central talking point not only in sports circles but also across mainstream media, social commentary platforms, and fan communities worldwide. Every statement, reaction, and legal filing was scrutinized, amplified, and analyzed, creating a climate where perception often carried as much weight as facts. For Clark, the stakes remained incredibly high, defending her reputation, protecting her career trajectory, and ensuring that the public understood the seriousness of the situation. For McNutt, every move carried professional risk, as credibility, future opportunities, and personal reputation were all under intense examination. Caitlin Clark's approach combined legal strategy with careful public messaging. Her legal team meticulously documented the effects of McNutt's remarks, gathering evidence that included social media backlash, loss of sponsorship opportunities, and negative public perception. This approach highlighted the tangible consequences of defamation in the modern era, where reputational harm can translate into lost opportunities, diminished marketability, and professional obstacles. Beyond the courtroom, Clark relied on strategic communication to reinforce her image as both a professional athlete and a public figure who demanded accountability. By controlling her narrative, she demonstrated that defending oneself requires not just legal action but also active engagement with media and public perception. Social media remained a double-edged sword throughout the conflict. While the initial viral clip of McNutt's remarks had fueled the controversy, Clark's team also leveraged digital platforms to clarify the situation and counter misinformation. Every tweet, post, or statement was carefully crafted to maintain authenticity while reinforcing her position. Fans, commentators, and sports influencers engaged with the story at an unprecedented scale, contributing to the pressure on both parties. In an environment where social perception can directly influence career opportunities, Clark's careful management of online messaging underscored the importance of strategic media literacy for modern athletes. The broader basketball community watched closely, with reactions ranging from cautious neutrality to vocal support for Clark. Teammates and coaches offered measured public statements, emphasizing professionalism, integrity, and fairness while avoiding overt commentary that could escalate tensions. Former players, sports analysts, and commentators weighed in, dissecting both the ethical and legal dimensions of the situation. Many highlighted the growing responsibility of media figures to balance opinion with accuracy, noting that their words carry real-world consequences. The incident served as a powerful reminder of the intersection between public visibility, influence, and accountability in high-profile careers. Monica McNutt's position became increasingly precarious. The backlash from fans, peers, and industry insiders highlighted how quickly professional credibility can be questioned in the digital age. Analysts, regardless of experience or intention, operate under intense scrutiny, and even brief statements can have disproportionate consequences. McNutt's remarks, intended as critique, now served as a cautionary example of the risks inherent in high-visibility commentary. Discussions emerged within media circles about best practices, the importance of context, and the potential fallout from statements made without full consideration of their impact. Legally, the case reinforced the challenges inherent in defamation claims involving public figures. Clark's team needed to prove that McNutt's remarks were false, damaging, and made with negligence or malice. This required evidence of reputational harm, loss of professional opportunities, and public perception impacts. The process illustrated how legal action can intersect with media strategy, as controlling the narrative often becomes as important as presenting evidence in court. The case also underscored the delicate balance between freedom of speech and the responsibility of public figures to avoid statements that could unjustly harm others. Emotionally and psychologically, the situation was taxing for both Clark and McNutt. Clark had to maintain composure, focus on her sport, and navigate the legal and public pressure simultaneously. McNutt faced scrutiny over professional judgment, public perception, and future career prospects. Their experiences underscored a fundamental truth in modern sports and media. The public arena is unforgiving, and reputations can be impacted by a single comment in seconds. Both parties had to navigate this environment with resilience, self-awareness, and strategic thinking. The incident also sparked a broader conversation about cultural responsibility, media ethics, and accountability in professional commentary. It highlighted how statements, even those made casually or in the context of analysis, can have far-reaching effects, particularly when amplified by social media. Analysts, commentators, and public figures are increasingly reminded that visibility comes with responsibility, and that their words can affect not only individual careers but also broader societal narratives. By the end of this phase, Caitlin Clark's case had become a defining example of the intersection between reputation management, legal accountability, and media influence. The lawsuit and surrounding discourse demonstrated that protecting one's reputation is a multidimensional challenge, involving legal action, strategic communication, and careful engagement with both fans and the broader community. For McNutt, the situation was a cautionary tale about the weight of words, the scrutiny of public platforms, and the responsibilities inherent in positions of influence. Ultimately, the Clark-McNutt controversy revealed the complexities of navigating modern public life. It illustrated how quickly situations can escalate, how digital platforms amplify impact, and how athletes and commentators alike must balance authenticity, responsibility, and strategy. Every decision, statement, and action carried significance, highlighting the profound interconnection between media, reputation, and professional success. The lessons from this controversy extend far beyond basketball, serving as a powerful example of accountability, strategy, and resilience in the high-stakes environment of public life. The Caitlin Clark versus Monica McNutt controversy has shown just how high the stakes are when words, reputation, and public perception collide. For Clark, defending her name isn't just about winning a lawsuit, it's about protecting her career, her brand, and her legacy in the sport she's worked so hard to excel in. McNutt's remark serves as a reminder of the influence media figures hold and the responsibility that comes with it. In an era where social media amplifies every comment, athletes and public figures must navigate a world where a single statement can have lasting consequences. This story is more than drama. It's a lesson in accountability, strategy, and resilience. What do you think about how this situation unfolded? Could the outcome redefine how analysts approach commentary, or how athletes protect themselves from reputational harm? Comment below, share your perspective, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss these in-depth breakdowns of the biggest stories in sports.